Ne'ili. Ninjitakanchu.
He was born March 21st, and we named him Ne'ili, which means renewal within the cycle of life. When I was going to be a first-time mom, a lot of people gave me traditional advice about, how to prepare and making sure that I had access to healthy, traditional food. I'd always remember my mom saying things like caribou is worth its weight in gold, and whenever we get fresh meat, that was always shared right away. But caribou's always been the main staple. Our whole lifestyles are centered around the caribou, and we built our communities in the migration of the caribou. And that's why we respect the caribou, because of that connection. The 1002 lands are the coastal lands where caribou calve. The Gwich'in name for that area is the sacred place where life begins. As a mother, the most critical time in your young one's life is after birth. When Ne'ili was born, right away I looked for him, knowing that he was moving and crying, and that's all I needed to see, really, to feel that connection. That becomes really important in that moment. And you could just imagine disturbances in that context are tenfold. I remember when we were watching it and the feeling, I'm sure we all felt it at the same time when we heard the news.
I said that the bill would be on my desk before Christmas, so we did a rush job today. It's not fancy, but it's the Oval Office. We're opening up Anwar for drilling. They've tried to get that for 40 years. They've tried to get that even during the Reagan administration. They could never get it.
It's really emotional, and not knowing what was gonna happen and what it meant, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional about it now, but I guess it's just when you think of the young people and all the fights we're already up against, it's just like you have to deal with this now. And so I know a lot of our people really felt the impact of oil and gas drilling operations. It means a lot of traffic, it means a lot of noise, a lot of disturbances, and the traffic alone, I can't imagine having traffic coexist with calving caribou. I've never heard of it. Every 2 years, the Gwich'in put on a gathering. We call it the Gwich'in Gathering. Basically, our nations come together and discuss issues and concerns and strategies regarding the herd's population and habitat.
Today is an auspicious day as the 15th biannual Witchin Gathering. From 30 years ago, the elders called for us to gather.
The reason we're here today is to stand together for the survival of the caribou, the porcupine caribou herd, and how important that caribou herd is to us as a nation, because we all depend on that caribou. And without that caribou, I think we'd be in really grave circumstances. And it's very important that we stand together and united.
Being at the gathering shows that caribou have always brought together community, but I feel like it's so unfortunate that we have to come together under these circumstances.
And I remember feeling the fear in the pit of my stomach when I heard that there was proposed oil and gas development going to take place right in the core calving grounds of the porcupine caribou. And I tell the decision makers in Washington, D.C., that any decisions that you make today is going to impact 7 generations from now.
The caribou are a renewable energy source. They have gone for over 2 million years, and they'll go for another 2 million if you leave them alone. To go into the last 5% of the Arctic coast that had not been slated for oil and gas development beforehand, and to take out any amount of oil from there, they will not return, and you will put their futures and their birth rates into peril.
Now, more than ever, it's putting us in a position where we have to think about what are we going to do now with our future. I can say as a mother that sometimes we can't always explain these things, we just know them. And I think that's also instinctual within the caribou, is just you want to have that healthy environment to ensure the protection and safety of our children first.